What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be this like bright neon pink face paint, like this also inspired by like springtime and just flowers. Like I randomly just kind of came with this. Like when it comes to me doing a lot of my makeup looks, sometimes I just be coming up with this shit as it goes. Sometimes I'll plan stuff out, or I will like drawing stuff in a little sketchbook, but this time I was like, you know what, I want to do like a face paint. And I made sure I moisturize my face. Whenever I'm doing full face paint looks, I try to be intentional about what primers I use. And even if I'm, ooh, girl, I was just like, why? I had to literally like stop the camera and clean that up. It was a hot mess. Like, so I love that for me. I genuinely love that for me. But anyways, I want to do these like purple brows. I've been like really feeling like sparkly brows or like shimmers and like glitter with the brows, just because I like to be extra. I like to be extra. That I just feel like that's just me. Like I gotta be extra as fuck just because like. But yeah, I made sure I cleaned up my brows before they dried, just because sometimes when it comes to this color flicks, if you let it just like pile up when it's cleaning, like when you clean your brows and stuff, like you can see the texture underneath it. But yeah, I'm over here mixing a custom color for basically cleaning up underneath my brows and stuff. And I've been like, having fun mixing different colors, like, for a couple of different looks. Like when I first started doing like face paint looks, I would like use like a solid color, but now that I feel like I've done majority of like the just solid color when it comes to like face paints and stuff, I want to customize some stuff and I want to make some stuff just like different and unique. And I definitely have some looks coming up or things planned in the future. I want to like practice when it comes to like prosthetics, just to make my seams a little bit more smoother, because I feel like I got the like technique to make it look realistic, you feel me? But like when it comes to like coloring and stuff like that, but it's just like I just need to understand how you seamlessly blend those edges. And I feel like once I do that, like, baby, I'm finna be set in stone. Like, I'm finna show my tail. But anyways, like, I went ahead and cleaned up my eyebrow slit while I was doing this. You know what's so crazy is that, like, I know some people don't do their eyes first. Like, they do, like, the base makeup first before they do the eyes. I feel like I could not do that. Like, I feel like I could technically do it, but it's like, when it comes to me planning out looks, a lot of times it just depends on what I use when it comes to like my eyeshadow and stuff. Like what vibe am I going for? Especially because like I just kind of be like, getting in the lab and just creating and not always planning stuff. Like whatever vibe I'm going, I try to match it without my makeup, because that'll determine like what blush I use. It'll determine like what highlighters I use and like what lip combo. So I like to start with this just because it's a little bit easier for me to just like figure out the look. And I'm setting it with translucent powder. I always set my eyeshadow bases because I don't know, it just helps when it comes to like my eyelid tape, or my type, I mean, because like I have like smaller eyelid, like I have a big area between like my actual like lash line and my brows, but like my eyes are kind of like hooded. It's like if I wear like shimmers, or if I don't set a base, like I can see it crease, like when I even like don't even have it on for like an hour or so, like it will crease like automatically, which I love so freaking much. But I'm using this berries palette from Beauty Bay. So I feel like I bought these Beauty Bay palettes like around a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. But I have like their neutral palette, I have their nude palette, the bright matte palette, and then I think it's called like the neutral palette. Like I have like 4 or 5 basically. And when I bought them, like I bought them as sets because it's a little bit cheaper to buy them that way. And I feel like those are like amazing like palettes for your kid. And I know that eventually I probably will buy some for my kid, just because one, the pigment is there. The pigment is there, let me tell y'all. And it's so crazy because like I hadn't used these in a while, because I was trying to use all these other eyeshadow palettes I got and like really incorporate more of those within my looks. But I'm like reaching for these like Beauty Bay palettes a lot more recently, and I love them. Like I genuinely honestly love them. And I wish that like Beauty Bay came up with like more collections and stuff, because I would love to see like a spring vibe, like with pastels and stuff. I know they released something similar, but it's not like what I think like I feel like it represents spring, but like when I said pastels and stuff, like I want to see like light colors, like different ones, different undertones, stuff like that, and like some shimmers that match them, and just something that's pigmented, because I feel like when it comes to certain color schemes, especially like pastel colors, I feel like sometimes it's like hard to like build that pigment up, and you have to be like really intentional about like putting certain like products on just to make it like, you know, pop a little bit more. I love using the color case what I'm using to like mix this stuff right now, and what I use to like mix the color for underneath my eyes or like to clean my eye area. I like using those products to like cut my crease, and I will probably be getting like the nude palette, because this is the Lookz palette, and he has that one, he has the nude one, this is from my Mitchell, by the way, and I have one of the other like pro palettes. It's like the primary colors and then black and white, and eventually I feel like I would love to add these to my like kit because they really work. And it's like I test out products like, you know, just because I'm interested, like I'm just really intrigued like with how like certain products wear and stuff, because you know people be hyping up stuff, but it's like if you really do your makeup for real, like you know what when something is like okay. Like I mean, I feel like a lot of products I try are straight. There have been times when I've tried products where I'm like, oh my god, I hate this, but it's like not often and stuff, and it's just like I love figuring out like how I can use certain products and incorporate it into like my different looks and stuff, because I don't know, like I feel like there's a lot of cool makeup products out there, and usually like I just try to get stuff like that I know I would like and like I would use, because there's certain like makeup looks that I'm like, okay, you know, I like using like these type of colors and stuff, and you know if I'm not gonna use something like that often, like I've been like, you know what, forget it, because I'm not gonna lie, shit is going on. Like one, makeup is expensive. Like makeup is very much expensive, and I don't think people realize that. Like certain things, especially if you get it from like different countries, like I feel like the Beauty Bay palette is like 20 some dollars by itself, but like in certain kits you can kind of get it from like $15, something like that. But it's like I don't think people be really recognizing that makeup is expensive here. Like first off, that spray is, I think it was a little bit over $10 if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so if I sound crazy, please ignore me. I'm trying to get over this like little cold and stuff, and I've been having congestion and stuff like that. So please excuse that. But I actually love using the color case. I feel like I use it with almost every single look I do, and I like how pigmented it is, and I like using it for like different stuff. So cutting my crease, or like, you know, for brows, to highlight my face, to be my base and stuff. I feel like it's really, really versatile, and I would love to see Mitchell come out with like a basically a color case XL, like something that has like 30 or so shades, definitely more than that, honestly. Like I need one of those like big ones that he has like for the blushes and stuff. I need one to be like that, because I would love to have that in my like personal kit and in my professional kit. And it's so crazy because I'm over here saying professional kit, like I'm not joking. Like I feel like there's a lot of things that I've been trying to work on and manifest, and like spirit be giving you opportunities, and it's like, okay, do you really want to do this? And sometimes I'm like, damn, like I really don't want to do this, but I'm like, girl, you know you want to do this, so don't let yourself down. Like pop your shit off. Pop your shit off. But yeah, whenever I'm doing my like face paint looks like that, I try to make sure I sit with hydrating sprays as often as possible, just to help my skin not dry out that much. And I also do feel like it helps with the blendability of like the different layers and stuff. I feel like it makes it a little bit like smoother. And I feel like the setting spray also just like, I don't know, it feels like it melts in, I'm sorry, with your skin and stuff. I feel like that's just like chef's kiss. But I'm using this blush from Juvia's Place. It's like this purpley blush, and I was like, you know what, I might as well just use this instead of the color case. I want to like try and see how it will look, and then you'll see me like blend with my like foundation or base color brush, just because I wanted to, you know, clean up those harsh edges, because this blend on my forehead and on my cheek, girl, what the hell. But that's what it be looking like. You just gotta blend with your foundation brush. Like I'm telling you, I feel like my makeup like has been looking so good, because it's like I noticed that like there's certain like techniques and stuff you need to do. Like take it like you blending something for real. You can't have no harsh, like, you know, you have to like blend stuff together. So that's why whenever I do my highlighted areas, like sometimes I'll use like the foundation and go around it. It just really does depend, but I definitely have to blend whenever I do my like contour bronzer, because I need that transition to be like smooth and seamless and look like I actually took the time to blend it out and not just put some on my face. But I'm setting my eye area and basically all the highlighted areas on my face first, and then I will go in with a like foundation powder type, like whatever color is close to like the base of my makeup, and then you'll see me go in with like a bronzer slash contour to just warm it up. Okay, so if you're watching this video, please comment something for me. Do you want me to do a like animal face paint, like, you know, thing next? Do you want to see me do like a colorful one, or do you want to see me do like one that's like about florals? So, you know, please let me know down below. That way I can get that stuff out, because I have a lot of ideas in my head, but it's just like sometimes I'm trying to figure out like, what do I do first? Like, should I do this or should I do that? And I'm also just trying to make sure that my content doesn't seem repetitive in a way. Like, I want to do like different types of makeup looks, just so I'm not doing like natural makeup looks 24/7, or like, you know, face paints 24/7, or full glam's 24/7. I want to be versatile, and I want to practice different things, just because that's what I love to do. I love making makeup. I mean, doing makeup looks and stuff. I love editing. Like, as much as like sometimes I be tired and I don't want to like do makeup looks, or sometimes I be tired and I don't want to edit stuff. Like, I genuinely love this. Like, this is something that I would be content with doing as a job if it would like actually pay the bills. So I decided to use this Beauty Bay palette, the same one for my eyes, to contour my face, just because it was a lot easier than me actually having to blend the color, because I didn't feel like really doing it. Like, because a lot of times when it comes to these makeup looks, like, I'm making my own like custom powders to set my face with like loose pigments and stuff from Jelly Cosmetics. And sometimes I'll either mix in like a translucent like loose powder, 9 times out of 10 from RCMA, or sometimes like I will use like a white powder if I want to actually try to sit there and like take some of that vibrancy away. But yeah, like, I always like contour after I set my entire face, and then like sometimes you'll see me go in with the actual like color I use to like set my foundation all over my face, just to make it a little bit like seamless, more seamless than, you know, it was before. And I'm just going underneath my eyes, doing the same thing I did above my eyes. I use like a smaller, like denser brush to basically kind of like blend out the eyeshadow, especially closer to my eyes. And then I'm setting it, and then I forgot what I even did after this point. But oh yeah, I'm doing my under eye. So like, I put this black shadow stick in my like waterline and stuff. Be careful with this. If you have sensitive eyes, you probably don't want to do this, or, you know, be careful about it. And then like, I just blended it out just because that one is a thicker one, so like it looks messy, not like a messy bottom like under eye and stuff, but sometimes I want to like actually make it a little bit more intentionally messy and whatnot. And then like, I hadn't lined the top of my lines yet, so I just take a black liquid liner to line my eyes. I don't really like felt tip liners, which is something crazy. And then, girl, I tried to add blush, baby. This was too much. This was way too much, but I literally took a like loose pigment and did this. And girl, like, the vibrancy, like, like, blush blindness, who? What are you talking about? And then now I'm going in and putting my bottom lash mascara on, now that like my under eye is dry and stuff. Like, I try to be careful when I put like my mascara and stuff on, especially if I just put on liner, just because if the top like liner isn't like fully dry, it will get everywhere, and I'm not trying to fix up no mistakes. Like, I don't have time to do that. And I'm just like putting mascara on my like top lashes. Usually I go for a bigger like mascara one for my upper lashes and a thinner one for my bottom lashes, and then I'm setting it again. This is like a like setting spray, if that makes sense. Like, when I know that like I'm basically done with it and like I'm just adding final touches, I go ahead and set it with a stronger setting spray. And then like, I decided that I want to add like little designs and stuff around my face, so then I set it like for real after that again. So after I was done, you know, adding like the final touches and stuff, I felt like, you know, something was missing. So what did I decide to do? I decided to draw on my face. To do it on my face. And I do this a lot, you know. There's been like a couple times when I've done this with almost every single look in like a short period of time. But I love doing like these designs like this on my face. And usually I do like similar designs every time. Sometimes I'll like check it like I would change a couple different things, and then this was me like adding something, but I didn't want to do too much because I was tired and stuff, and I didn't feel like doing, you know, anything that was gonna take a whole lot of energy. So I was like, oh, you know what, I should just draw a flower on my forehead. So I'm doing like a free form flower and just trying to make it look easy. First off, the crispiness, like, girl, like, I kind of ate that. Like, it be really blowing my mind that, like, I'm really a whole artiste out here, especially with makeup. Because, girl, who would have thought? Who would have thought? I mean, I feel like younger me knew, but, girl, like, I feel like the proof is in the pudding. Like, you know, me wanting to do content when I was younger and, like, feeling like, you know, I wasn't good enough, all that stuff. And now I'm like, oh, yeah, I was popping my shit back then because I was really killing them. Like, I was killing them looks. I did a couple looks in high school and, like, my freshman year of college where I'm like, I kind of hate that. Like, I really, like, you know, did my big one on that. And it's, like, really nice to kind of just, like, see where I am with my makeup now, because it's like I've gotten even better than what I was in the past. And it's like I feel like I can execute looks like a lot more with ease and stuff, and like actually do the caliber of work that I feel like I always knew that I could. So you know, I ate. I'm proud of myself. I would love to, like, for real make makeup a part of like my career. Like, whether that's like doing clients, doing stuff for like movies and TV shows, like weddings. I would love to do it, like, you know, a bunch of different things, but it's also like I am very choosy with my energy, especially if I'm doing something like a makeup service. Like, I need to, you know, I don't want to just do anybody's makeup. I don't, like, because one, like, I already don't want to be around people sometimes. So if I'm doing your makeup, like, you know, I really fuck with you. And I feel like that's what I think about when I'm like, if I want to do makeup, like, I don't want to, like, just book whoever, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want just anybody to just book me, because I'm very protective of my energy, especially because I feel like some people really just want to be nosy and just, like, fuck with you. And it's like, I ain't got time for this shit, because if you rob my peace, it's gonna be over. Like, don't play with my piece like that. And I feel like people be playing around and then they fucking around and find it out. Like, a lot of people, like, I ain't even gotta lift no finger, I ain't gotta do nothing crazy, but it's like when people be fucking with me, I feel like they get that karma, and that shit do not be good. Like, that ain't no easy karma. That's the type of karma that, like, make you have to heal after this shit. And it's really crazy. But yeah, I don't know, I just feel like this year, when it comes to a lot of stuff going on, I feel like karma is like she's rolling in. Like, she is rolling in, and it's like depending on, like, you know, you as a person. I'm like, girl, like, you know, I'm praying, you know, the rest of my good karma come in, because, thank you, Lord, I need it. After all the shit of last year, baby, I need all of the blessings, all the abundance right now, because, girl, like, I didn't even realize, like, I was really going through it. Like, I was, like, depressed for a second. That's really crazy. And, you know, I feel like seasonal depression is also, like, a lot. Like, and I feel like just with everything going on, like, I feel like the holiday season, like, it came and it went, and it didn't hit the same last year. I don't know what it was, but I feel like a lot of other people I knew were like, yeah, it just doesn't hit the same right now, and I don't know what that's about. But yeah, anyways, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. I hope y'all are doing good. I just want to say I love y'all so much, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.